but your voice is tough. A charming smile that's cold to the touch. Shaky hands pulling such big gears. A stainless mind, but such cynical ears. And if you need love, then it all depends.
To most, water consumption is the amount of water you use for drinking and tasks like bathing and cooking each day. But the amount of water each of us uses, our water footprint, is much bigger. Every product you use or eat has water associated with its production. This embedded water used in the growth or manufacture of products is virtual water. Everything that every person around the world uses each day has virtual water. Virtual water is in the clothes you wear, the electronics you use, and most abundantly, in the foods and beverages you eat and drink. The global average water footprint is 1,385 cubic meters per year per capita, or 1,385,000 liters per person each year. In the USA, the average person has a water footprint of 2,842 cubic meters each year, in contrast to someone from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, whose average water footprint is 552 cubic meters per year. Many countries in certain regions of the world do not have enough water available to them to provide for their citizens' needs. This is where virtual water becomes a valuable asset. Countries with few resources can import water through goods, thus making up the difference between their needs and their available resources. For example, Jordan must import close to 90% of their food, due largely in part to the fact that they do not have the water resources to produce it domestically.
What basically you have is that these countries have limited water resources. The question is, why should they grow, particularly deal with particular crops, or even produce things that use a lot of water? And because let someplace else where water's cheap, and this is one reason the Midwest has an advantage because of the rainfall and so forth here. There's a little bit of irrigation, but particularly the basic Midwest, not a lot. And so it's all rainfall. And so water's cheap, and so why let us produce the grain and so forth and then send it to places like Saudi Arabia? There are a couple of things here that one has to think about. You've got climate change, which is affecting supply, location of supply. Total supply is still, so the location. You have growth in population. You've had growth in income, growth in energy. So you've got going to have energy putting pressure on water resources. You've got population with higher incomes. They're going to demand higher foods, a higher level of foods require more water. So all of this is going to put more pressure on our water resources. So we're going to have to figure out better ways to manage our water resources.
Although to date, no wars have been fought explicitly or exclusively over water, the control of water resources has been a factor in conflicts for centuries. As the century progresses and water becomes more and more scarce, it is predicted by many that the next great wars in the world will be fought over water and resource control. Up until this point, virtual water trade has allowed countries to import the water they need. However, as resources dwindle and trade slows, the allocation and control of water will become a much larger issue.
I had were unpredictable and free. almost like a joke. Oh, they never got too far while they were squeezing.
I think internationally the best we can do is have a very technically competent group of people who make information available to different countries about how they could improve management. Maybe help get countries together, but my guess is that it's be very difficult to try to manage at an international, but we could do a better job of helping bridge these gaps.
We may not know exactly how much the ability to trade water has prevented water wars in the past, but many are certain that the inability or unwillingness to do so may lead to conflict in the future. What can you do? Buy locally and be aware of just how much water you are consuming, because every drop counts.
Quixotic tendencies, natural